Hey, sales and marketing pros, for your prospects, do you know which is the decision maker, who's going to pay for it, and who's going to use your product or service once they buy? Kind of helps to make better decisions. Good morning, everybody. Today, Ruby and myself are talking about how decision by committee is always there. Sometimes that committee is one person, sometimes it's like 20. So it's really valuable and important to know who within your decision makers, within the prospects that you have, fall into one of those categories. Who decides, says yes. Who pays, writes the check. And who uses, who's going to be the ones to make sure that you're successful. It's not easy. It's not easy to figure all that out. Lots and lots and lots of companies and lots of businesses are out there trying to help you manage and navigate org charts. There's a lot of AI tools to help you do that. At the end of the day, you need to know who decides, who pays, and who uses. So for you, you can figure out how those folks interact with you as a business or a brand, virtual, otherwise, to make sure that they are part of a communication strategy. So that's your marketing starting to push a message to the folks that pay or decide and use. But then once you get in there as a sales conversation, you want to be able to qualify or disqualify pretty quickly. And that is based upon, fit, who uses. It's not a fit for them. People who decide don't necessarily know how it works. It's people who use it. So you have to understand how that fits for them. You got to figure out who's going to pay for it. That's really valuable. Procurement, CEO, somebody has to pay for it. And then who's the actual PO signer? Who's the person that does that? You want to know who that is too. Once you do that, you have a much clearer period to understand what this prospect is all about. So it's really valuable for you to note how someone is actually going to make a buying decision based upon their role in the decision. Do they decide? Do they pay? Do they use? And again, if it's the same person, it's pretty easy. That's the rare unicorn in the room. The rest of it is how do they actually make a decision based upon that committee. So if I think it's too expensive and I pay for it, that's a problem. If I'm the one who decides and I don't know how any of it works, that's a problem. If I'm the user and I think it sucks, that's a problem. So it's a lot of work to sort of help somebody navigate that. So again, from my perspective, it's how do you make sure that you're building the argument for all of those people. And if they're the same person, great. If not, great. You got to start understanding what does that positioning look like for each of those people. The value based upon what we do. Hey, that makes it much more easier for me to understand whether or not I want to pay for it. Is it going to be something that helps my team or my business? Well, that makes it easier for me to decide to sign on the dotted line. And then, is the product or service actually going to add value to my life, my day, my world, because I'm going to be the one using it? That's something to think about. So, for today, figure out who decides, who pays, who uses. The rest of it will get easy. Then you can say, this is a winning scenario for us, or we're out. And then you can really be comfortable that when you have somebody in your pipeline that is a strong candidate, you know what that feels like. You can manage and measure those conversions much more holistically. Anyway, enough for today. Ruby says, have a great one. Walking and talking with Ruby.